Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome. This is episode 2 of our Clash with Koopa series for our beginners. And as you can tell, we're at Town Hall 3 now. We have 5 builders, so we're trying to keep all of our builders busy as often as possible so we can continuously progress through Clash of Clans as fast as possible. So we've got some of the new structures for Town Hall 3. We've got our new army camp. We've got one of our new gold mines, as well as one of our new elixir collectors, and we're going to be having, let's see, we also have a mortar that we can build, a few bombs, and as well as a few other things. We have our other storages. These are the important things. When you get to Town Hall 3, you want to make sure you get those extra storages built as soon as possible, and you want to be upgrading them as soon as possible, because as your trophies continue to climb, you're going to start finding better raids. And now that you have 2 army camps, look, now we have 60 spots that we can use for our troops. So we can do different combinations of troops now. We can do varieties of goblins, archers, and barbarians, and as well as giants. If we upgrade our barracks one more time, we're gonna have access to giants. So you definitely want to get your army camps as fast as possible when you get to Town Hall 3, as well as your storages, and as high as possible. Right now, we only have a max of 10k gold. There's been a lot of times when we're attacking other players where there's more than 10k gold. Right here, there was a 13k gold, 11k elixir, and that was kind of a waste. I couldn't take all of that because my storages were kind of maxed out. So you have to get your storages maxed as fast as possible. So here we go. We have 4 of our builders busy right now. One of them's free. Now, you can keep one of your builders free for the most part during most of the time you play Clash of Clans because of these guys. Your walls, they take forever. They take forever to upgrade. They will always hold you back no matter which town hall you are at. I've been playing the game for 1 year and 9 months and I'm still not done with walls on my main account. So just kind of be patient with the walls. They're not meant to just happen right away. So just level 2 wall costs 5,000 to upgrade when my max is 10, so it's a solid amount just for one wall. So you need to have a builder available to build a wall. If all of your builders are currently upgrading things, you're not going to be able to work on your walls at the same time. So what some players will do is they'll leave one of their builder huts sleeping, and that will allow them to continuously raid and work on their walls as their other builders work on their other structures, such as storages, their collectors, or defenses like cannons and archer towers, or their camps and barracks. When you start the game, there's all these like trees and stones and stumps laying in the ground. Make sure you remove those. Over time, you're going to need the space. Right now, we're not worrying about base layout and any of that. We're going to do a separate layout we're going to do a separate video for base layouts. Right now, we're just kind of going over those key concepts that you want to keep in mind when playing the game. So let's go ahead and do an attack. Notice we've got 60 to 60 troops. What do we do before we attack? Well, we have to make troops. So we're going to queue up. We'll queue up 25 barbs, and just to add some variety, we'll do 10 goblins, and then we'll fill up the rest with archers. How you know you have enough is you have to go double the amount. So like right now we have 60 in our camps. The number to the right, the number to the left is 115. We got to make that number say 120. Right now we can't because our barracks aren't high enough level, which is fine. So now, while we're attacking, the reason we did that, well, let's go attack. While we're attacking, those troops will be saved to our camps. So by the time we finish, we should have some troops saved to our camps for our next fight. And the reason we do that is so we're saving time for our next attack. Now look at this. This is a perfect example. This is a perfect example. Perfect raid for us to do on live while recording. So 31,000 gold, 34,000 elixir. This is just from attacking another player. This I could not stress enough. This is why we do the single player versus the campaign. Do you know how long it takes to get in the campaign to get 30,000 gold? If we had finished our storages, we would actually be able to capitalize on a lot of this. But because we haven't, we're not going to get much of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop a lot of these barbs right in this corner. Notice how none of his defenses are in line of this area, so we're going to pop through that wall. These barbs are going to pretty much do work here for a while without anyone, without these cannons, or without the mortar, or without this other cannon kind of doing them harm. And look at this, we're already capped out on gold. We're already capped out on gold. When you're farming at this point in the game, you really do not need to worry about the win. If you lose this battle, I'll show you. I'll lose on purpose. You're gonna lose like a couple trophies, and that's not a big deal. So we don't even need to do this raid any longer than we already have. Because we want to save troops, we could just go raid again and spend on walls. We're capped out on resources. There's no reason to continue. So we're going to surrender. We're done. And, oh, we lost 3 cups. Whoop-de-doo. Let's return home. So now here we are. And we have our 10k gold. We have 1 free builder. However, everything else is building. See, look at this, 13 minutes. Could have had more storage. Could have gotten more elixir there. That's okay though. We still have a lot of walls to upgrade. We have everything can basically upgrade it because we just got to Town Hall 3. When you upgrade Town Halls, everything can be bumped up a few levels. So, well, just kind of knock some stuff out. Since I only have 1 free builder and I've got plenty of gold, let's just do some walls. Let's just get some walls done. And you know, this is one of those things where it's going to take forever, but it has to get done at some point in time. And I mean, we have those troops still building and saved to our camps that we started building before we started attacking. And so let's see here. So now we have a 3,000. We'll use one more. We'll upgrade that one right there. Okay, so that's perfect. And we still have 10k elixir. You're going to run into certain points in times when you're capped on a resource, and you're not going to have many things that you can do with it. Which that kind of thing is going to happen, especially at the early stages in the game when you're running into big loot on bases when your storages aren't maxed, and that's not going to happen very often. It's only going to happen when you first start playing. So don't be too hard on yourself for having too much of a resource, because there's not much you can do to throw it away at this point in the game. So I mean, do you really want to use your last builder to start building something? I mean, if we've got 10,000 elixir, should we start building and upgrading a gold mine? Well, what if we did start upgrading a gold mine, then we got a lot of gold, and then we came back to our base and we still have an hour on this to finish building, an hour on this to finish building, and then 11 minutes on these. It's not going to take us 11 minutes to do an attack. So I mean, if we were to cap out our gold again, then we wouldn't be able to upgrade these walls. We would not be able to upgrade these walls because we would have no free builders, and then you'd have to spend gems, and that's not always the best thing going on. So, you know what? We're just gonna leave that builder empty, and we're gonna attack again. Let's just go hunting for some more gold, and that's kind of the purpose. So then we can upgrade a few more walls, and that's what we're hunting for. Whether or not we find a good one on the raid or on the as far as our recording right now, that's fine, but I'm just going to kind of show you guys what you need to be doing consistently. And this is fine. 6,700 by no means is something you should ignore, and this is definitely not a hard base. So let's there's a few ways you can do this. You can just kind of deploy a few barbarians down, and then you can use your goblins to get this storage where most of the loot is, or the collector rather. You notice how fast the gold is being removed from the available loot. When you see the loot in those collectors, make sure you do have troops attacking them, because sometimes all of the loot is in the collectors if they haven't played in a while or such like that. Notice here how the gold is kind of overflowing in these collectors. You need to be attacking those if you want to get that available loot. So we'll deploy a few barbarians and some goblins. You deploy the barbarians first so they can kind of tank for your weak little goblins, since they really are only good for stealing gold. However, the barbarians do come into play since they do have a little bit more life, and we'll kind of do the same thing over here. We'll deploy some barbarians, and then as well some goblins. And since we're kind of running, we didn't have many goblins, I want to deploy some archers as well, so we can get as much gold as possible before the rest of our troops are destroyed by his defenses. And we're not worrying about the win right now. We don't care about whether or not we beat this guy, because if we lose, we lose a couple trophies. That's we've had worse things happen. Let's just put it that way. So 7 trophies, not a big deal. 5,700 coins, I'll take it. So now we're back here, and remember, we still have troops going. So remember all those troops that we used. Look, we still have more troops being built, because while we were attacking, these troops were continuously training in the background, and they were getting saved to camps. So you need to be having your troops being made while you're attacking. And here we go. Now I have a bunch of excess gold. 4 of my builders are still busy upgrading the storages, so I'm just going to go back to upgrading a few walls. And make sure you don't spend all of your gold on upgrading your walls, especially if you want to attack immediately, because then you're not going to be able to search and find bases at Town Hall level, was it 3? At Town Hall 3, it costs 75 gold per attempt to search for a base. So with 1492 gold, I think that's good enough. I don't want to take the chance at having to try and find a base with only like about 6 or 7 attempts at 75 gold per. So I'm going to leave it at 1492 gold. And as soon as my troops are ready to go, I would attack again, and I would continue this process and just kind of finish off the walls. Eventually these walls will be done, and then we'll start upgrading the level 2 wall. And it's going to be a little bit slower of a process, but that's it's Clash of Clans. You gotta start to develop a patience, and um, it starts to become fun if you're into that kind of thing where you really like grinding. You know, you really like farming, and you really like to see rewards for how much work you do. Well, this is one of them, and your walls are a good way to show it off. A base with strong walls means someone that really cares about their base, and so as your builders continue to finish, assign them to other defenses such as your cannons, your collectors. But the first things you want to take care of are your storages, and then if you need a new troop like the giant, upgrade one of your barracks, and if at all possible, upgrade your army camps there. Look, upgrade your army camps. Look at they're 30 right now, but you could upgrade each one, and we get an extra 5 troops. And if we've got 2 of them, that's 10 more. We'd go from 60 total troops to 70, and that could help us once again get even more loot. So those things are the most important. So upgrade your storages first, then worry about your camps, and then take care of your barracks, and then continue to progress through Town Hall 3. That's going to be the end of this episode 2. Pretty much a recap of what we should be doing of Town Hall 2 and kind of progress from Town Hall 3. And in our next video, we're going to be going over some beginner concepts as far as how to design a base, what's the most efficient way to do it, and I guess even simpler than that, how to design a base, and just kind of the things you should be thinking about. So check our next episode in Series 3 if you would like to see what I have to say about that. Sometimes I really don't know what I'm talking about. I try to sound like I know what I'm talking about, but right now I'm actually pretty sick, so this has had to be done though, because I wanted to keep working on this while it was my day off. But thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. You can catch my streams on Twitch TV /Koopatroopa787. You can also follow me on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed our second episode in our Clash with Koopa for Beginner series.